Good morning, perspective from my porch, Javier Franco, Steps for Success Life Coach Program founder. Um, this morning, usually I do this in the evenings, but this morning I decided I was working on my yard and decided to come out here. Um, we all have problems, we all have issues, we all have situations that we just can't deal with sometimes or don't know how to deal with. uh, in talking to people, one of the things that I've noticed, and it goes back to what I call my little porch, my perspective from my porch. My porch is a little bit high, so I can, and it's not that high that I can't, I that I'm looking down at people. It's high enough that I can see things though that are different than if I was sitting on the sidewalk. So my perspective is different many times. If you climb a ladder and get up on the roof, your perspective from of the town, the perspective of your view of your neighborhood is going to be different. It's going to You're going to see things that you've never seen before. I had somebody climb up on my roof one day to work on some stuff, and he said, "Man, there's a lot of people out here who have those solar panels." I go, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, that house has one," and he just pointed out houses from my ground level. I can't see those things because they're too high. The trees are in the way, but he could see them. His perspective was different. uh, One of my favorite movies is Robin Williams, and Robin Williams has a scene in Dead Poet Society. It's an older movie, and he's a professor and he teaches literature. Uh, I love one of the scenes that he has a student standing up on top of the desk in the room, and he says, "Stand on the desk and look at the world from a different view." And that's what they do. They all stand up. Some of them get up there, and just jump down, get up there and jump down. Some of them actually stand there and look around. Our perspective from of our lives is like that. We can stand around and just conform to the patterns of everybody else. We're seeing the problems, we're seeing the issues, but we conform to all the problems. Same thing in that Dead Poet Society. He's having them walk, and there's two guys walking. Eventually, those two guys are marching together, and he says, "That's what we do. We march to the beat of everybody else's drum." And we say we're going to be doing everything different. But I'm not going to be like everybody else. But in society, we tend to lean towards being like everybody else to some extent. As we deal with issues, as we deal from problems, one of the things that is very important in our lives is how we view that problem, how we view the life, uh, our perspective, our understanding of what's going on. Some people see it as minor, some people see it as major. Take a child, for instance. You take a toy away, and it might be the most major. Take a box away, and it might be the most major issue in their lives. It might be the most major situation at that point in their life, and you're going like, "Well, it's just a box." As adults, we do the same thing. Um, how we view life is, in my opinion, how we view life depends on how we view problems and issues. The other step to that and is how we view God and how we view how he teaches us and guides us is going to be different than people who are not religious, who are not connected to a religious community. Whatever you worship, you're going to view more than likely the way that your religion teaches you. I view life in a different manner because of the situations I've been through. People are who are drug addicts, who are alcoholics. They view life different than the person who has recovered from drugs and alcohol. So they're going to view life in a totally different way. Um, so so it's important that as you look at your life, as you look at your situation, try to get a different perspective of what's going on. Are we making it a big issue or making it a smaller issue? Um, when we go to somebody for advice on this, what is their view of your problem? And sometimes it is good to go to somebody else so that you can see it from a different angle. I do that a lot. I go to people who are recovering alcoholics or recovering addicts, and I ask them, so here's the problem. And I ask them, what is your view of that? I deal with a mechanic that lives next to me, and his view of how to fix things and how to repair things is totally different than my view of how to do the same thing. When it comes to art, when it comes to decorating a room, when it comes to decorating a yard, my view is going to be totally different than anybody else's, or it might be like somebody else's, but we're going to have something a little bit different. I know that's kind of weird, but your view of things is going to be different than my view of things. Is it wrong? No. Is it a major thing? No. Even when we're going through problems, though, it is important that we look at the issue, we look at the problem, and try to see it from a different angle. How can I do? What can I do to change my view? What can I do to do something different? What can I do that will help me accomplish getting out of this problem? I read something this morning that says, was it a bad 5 minutes of your life, or did you just milk it all day long? And sometimes we do that. We start a little fire. Here in West Texas is very dry, and we have static electricity sometimes, and static electricity can start a fire. A little bitty spark, because it's so dry, it can start a fire. Next thing you know, we have thousands of acres burning, and it started from a little bitty spark. Sometimes our problems, our issues, we start with a little bitty spark, but we make it so big that it inundates or it covers all our lives. And then we're going like, how did this start? Well, it started because we didn't deal with the issue at hand, and it just overflowed into something else. It overflowed into our lives. It overflowed into our family. It just kept on going. As you sit there and look at the problems from your chair or where you are, think about it. Think, how am I going to resolve this issue and not make it be a part of my life that is so big that it destroys my day? I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Thank you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know it's not very many, but slowly but surely. We'll see you later. Thank you.